Did you know that being more sensual and curious, not just in the bedroom but in life, can lead to more fulfilling sex? This fascinating idea comes from a study that revealed how traits like curiosity, imagination, and connection can make all the difference when it comes to intimacy. Let's dive into the details of this research and what it means for your relationships. The study was groundbreaking and served as a foundation for the author's book on intimacy and relationships. Over years of working with clients who faced struggles in their sex lives, clear patterns began to emerge. One of the most striking findings? People who were more in touch with their senses, who actively engaged with their sensuality, reported significantly higher levels of sexual satisfaction. Curiosity was another powerful factor. While therapists have long talked about how vital it is to stay curious in your relationships, there wasn't much concrete evidence connecting curiosity to sexual fulfillment. So, a dedicated questionnaire was created to measure curiosity as a personality trait. The results? People who embraced curiosity were much more likely to report satisfaction in their sex lives. However, there was one major caveat. Even if someone scored high on traits like curiosity, sensuality, and imagination, their satisfaction could plummet if they didn't feel secure in their relationship. Emotional and physical safety played a massive role. If a relationship lacked trust, communication, or security, no amount of sensual exploration could compensate. This is why the book's vulnerability chapter emphasizes creating a secure and trusting bond as the cornerstone of great sex. But here's where things get even more interesting. Much of what makes sex exciting happens outside the bedroom. Think about it. How often do we focus on novelty and exploration in our everyday lives? Research shows that trying new things as a couple can create a ripple effect of passion and connection. In fact, one study found that couples who participated in novel activities, something as simple as shucking an oyster for the first time, were 36 times more likely to have sex that same day. Not twice as likely. Not 10 times. 36 times. The reason? It's all about self-expansion. When we step out of our comfort zones and experience something new, we activate parts of ourselves that can reawaken desire. And here's the best part. These new experiences don't have to be extreme or extravagant. It's not about grand gestures. It's about small, intentional changes that bring a sense of novelty. For example, one client described how a minor adjustment during missionary sex, like holding their partner's hand or cupping the back of their head, made the experience feel fresh and exciting. The key isn't in doing something radical, but in making small, meaningful shifts that draw your focus and create a sense of presence with your partner. This idea is supported by flow state science, which explains how we can feel deeply engaged when the challenge of an activity is slightly above our current skill level, just by 4%. That's not a big leap. It's a manageable stretch that keeps things exciting without feeling overwhelming. Now, let's talk about trying new things in bed. It's natural to feel awkward or frustrated the first time you step outside your comfort zone. But here's the thing, sex is play. It's a space for experimentation, laughter, and connection. Just because something feels unfamiliar doesn't mean it's wrong. It means you're learning and growing together. Think of it like learning a new dance. It might feel clunky at first, but with practice, you and your partner can find a rhythm that feels natural and effortless. At the Intimacy Talk, we always emphasize the importance of curiosity and novelty in keeping the spark alive. But we also stress that desire isn't something that magically appears. It's something you work at. Long-term passion takes effort, creativity, and an openness to change. One of the most profound lessons from this study is that sex isn't just about physical pleasure. It's deeply tied to emotional connection and security. This is where concepts like a sexual value system come into play. We all carry beliefs about sex that we've inherited from society, culture, or our families. These beliefs shape how we approach intimacy, often without us even realizing it. For instance, how do you view the relationship between love and sex? Do you see them as inseparable? Or do you believe they can exist independently? What expectations do you have for how you're treated before, during, and after sex? These are crucial questions to explore because they reveal your personal value system and understanding that can transform your relationship with intimacy. Many of us have internalized narrow ideas of what's normal in sex. But here's the truth. As long as there's mutual consent and pleasure, the possibilities are endless. Part of being curious is challenging those automatic reactions, like disgust or surprise, when your partner shares a fantasy or idea. Ask yourself, where is this reaction coming from? What evidence do I have to support my feelings? And most importantly, what could change if I approach this idea with an open mind? Remember, learning something new in the bedroom takes time. No one is a master on the first try, and that's okay. The key is to keep practicing, exploring, and staying curious. Over time, you'll develop a unique rhythm with your partner, a kind of effortless connection that feels as natural as breathing. Sex is one of the most intimate and rewarding ways to connect with someone, but it's also a skill. It requires patience, practice, and a willingness to grow together. At the Intimacy Talk, we believe that every couple has the potential to create something extraordinary, whether that's inside or outside the bedroom. If you're ready to take your intimacy to the next level, don't stop here. Watch our next video on emotional and physical connection, where we'll dive deeper into how you can build a more passionate and fulfilling relationship. Click here to continue your journey toward the intimacy you deserve.